everybody. Welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 766. Because you can't wait 1 minute more. Because tonight, it is Hard Hitting Wednesday. And tonight, we're going to do something a little bit about outside business activity. The OBA.
Yes.
What else?
And private securities transactions.
I knew I was missing something.
OBA, PSTs. Yay.
All over that. Guys, that is something that's tested on in all the exams. Mm-hmm. And it carries over into your business once you get fully licensed too. OBAs are huge, man.
That's true.
Like you always have to disclose what you're doing outside of your business. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, once you get these licenses, you really meet somebody. Like they want to know what you're doing because they're like, you could have an influence.
Yeah.
More than you guys know.
Mm-hmm. And
so they want to make sure that everything's up on the up and up and they know exactly what you're doing. So OBAs don't go away.
No.
So it's good to start getting on a good education on the OBA. It's on the SIE for sure. Yeah. And it even gets really all the legal stuff with the 63s and the 26s and the 65s. So
it's on the SIE, the 6, the 7,
yeah,
the 63, the 26, the 24, the 65, the 66. It's on every exam, guys.
Heavily scrutinized.
Yes.
All right. Well, if you're wondering who we are, my name is Andy. I am the guy that runs the back office over here at KonaButterflyz. But you're not here for my secretarial work. No, you're here for Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, Series 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know. So that way you too can get a pass notice this summer. Because why, Brandy?
It's a hot past summer.
You say it with such gusto. I love it. All right. So with that, let's get this thing rolling. But I got, you know what I got? Mm-hmm. You know what? Before we do that, mm-hmm. I have a helpful Kona hint. What do you call it?
Tip.
There you go. Got a helpful Kona tip.
What is that?
I'm not going to call anybody out, but this happened today. And it got me to thinking that everybody should know this.
Oh, yes.
Guys, we move time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we move while we're studying.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we change, locations and whatnot. Things happen between, the time we start, schedule our exam, to the minute we go walk in through the door and say, hey, I'm here. I'm ready to test.
True. There's
something that you got to make sure lines up, Brandy. And what is that?
Yeah, just found this fun fact out. Make sure your address on your ID matches the address that you used when you signed up for FinPro or wherever you're currently licensed.
FinPro is what for all the people at home?
If the fine people at home have registered to do their SIE, that's FinPro.
All right, I need it broken down in the most simplest I am not as cool and savvy with the lingo like you, Brandy.
I just did my CEs, so
yeah,
my FinPros. But no, that website you go to where it says enroll in the SIE exam, guys, that's the FINRA website. But the database that keeps all of our information, that's called FinPro. It's the CRD, the old CRD system. Anyways.
So what's the workaround? Let's say I do have an ID.
Mm-hmm.
And I just moved, and I went and scheduled my exam, and I went and used the one that's not on my ID, but it's where I live.
I'm going to say this. If you move, let's say today's the 23rd, and you moved on the 20th, guys, don't change your address. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. If your test is on the 23rd and you landed in your new place on the 20th, don't change your address. Because the amount of paperwork, you got to change your address with your firm. You got to change your address on your FINRA. You got to change your address on your ID. And we all know that the Department of Motor Vehicles moves super slow. That is going to be the slowest piece of information that gets updated. So I would check. Now, like I said, I've never heard of that before. Normally it's making sure that your ID is current, making sure your name matches the name that you registered with. Yes. They told the person today, make a phone call and reschedule on Friday. Okay.
So I'm putting an ID I'm putting in license, obviously not where I'm living.
Yeah. Like everything's been updated since everything that he did was updated, just not his ID.
So there you go. Fun Andy Brandy fact is we got married a year before Brandy took all her exams.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't change her name for over a year because we didn't want to mess up her U4 and her testing
I did not want to go through that hassle.
and registration. So she was her maiden name
I was.
before all her exams were passed.
Yes.
So thank goodness she passed them all in a year within a year, because that would, some of y'all, your approach, you'd be like 5, 6, 7 years before you got your other name. You're like, well.
Yeah. I finally passed all my licenses and I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna go legally change my name now.
It's fun when you go get your what is it, your wedding license or
Yeah,
license,
like the copy.
and they got to go to the basement that's like in a different location somewhere else.
They're like, oh, it was over a year ago.
Oh, you guys weren't in a big hurry, were you?
No, I mean, because never mind. I was gonna get into it. I didn't change my last name. I added his last name, so I was like, I can wait.
Yeah.
So he does. You need to get closer to your mic.
Sorry.
There you go. Much better.
Oh yeah, I was leaning back.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Mhm.
Well, Brandy was the one talking. So
Yes.
anyways, Brandy, Andy fact.
But sometimes I don't know. It's like this is too far.
Sometimes.
And this is like.
Well, I have mine turned down because I usually are up on it anyway, and then I overpower you. So
Yeah.
Trust me, in the editing, it's everything.
Better. Yeah. Yeah, guys, I will say this. Having microphones on your desk definitely teaches you better posture.
Yeah. All right, let's get to it. Let's go after it. Let's give all the fine people what they turned up for. Now that somebody's done bugging us about sound quality.
You know, that whole thing.
That whole thing.
Needing to hear you.
Good grief. All right. Anyways, thanks, Jamie.
You know, needing to hear you.
So we have our own online course on demand videos, audios, guys. That is super important because we want you to work. We want you to do your business. We want you to do all the things you need to do so that way you can get your study going on and make sure that you're not getting evicted. Guys, the number one things that I say that is a distraction to doing your studying is an eviction notice.
And then
guys,
you have to change your address.
Yeah, and then you got to change your address. And there we are back again, circling around to our problem we talked about in the beginning. So let's just keep working. Let's keep working on our business. And definitely, you should be doing your business, guys.
Yes,
I'm not trying to be your RVP or your manager or anything, but I'm just saying, once you get your shiny new licenses, don't you want to go try them out? Don't you? Don't you?
Yes.
So it'd be cool if you had a bunch of people to go see and, get paid. I don't know. Some of us do. I know that some of you don't care about money, and I understand, but some of us do. So it'd be cool if you did that. So what we do is we have our own on-demand classes. So you can have class in the morning, late at night, when the wife finally goes to bed, stops asking you questions, or the husband, which way it works, or the kids, right?
There you go.
Oh my gosh. Why do dads spend so much time in the bathroom? Because it's the only quiet place in the whole house. It's the only place. Just said it and I meant it. But you can watch your videos and study while you're sitting there in your peace and quiet and your solitude. You know what I mean? So that's the beauty of our system, is that you guys can break it down, and now smaller videos. So now you don't have to be in there for over an hour watching one course video. You can get it done in 17 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes. You got a couple videos that are like that.
Yes.
And we're going to have our audio soon on Spotify. So if you're a member, you'll be able to listen to all our stuff and find us on Spotify and listen to the course audios.
Yay.
As well. Study guides, SIE 663, $20 each. 26 course notes coming are with it. Also, you can go get, and you can print out and get these study guides. So if you study in the 1900s, you can get your Cheeto stains and your coffee rings all over it. You know how we studied. Orientation replay explains everything that we do. Kona Community is our Discord. That is where we have our community 24/7 study hall. Ask questions, get questions, message Brandy direct. It's the only place. 866 Hey Kona is where 866-439-5662 is where you can reach me at. Voicemail, text. I know voicemail, right? Text me and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Scan the QR code, that'll get you into everything, or hit the links in the chat. We also have a Telegram. You can also hit me up over there as well.
Yes.
Follow us on Instagram.
Well, that's on Instagram.
All right. I don't mention that as much.
Yes.
All right. Thursday for our live sessions, we have complaints. Nothing but complaints in the Series 6. Complaints. One of the things you're going to learn about complaints, like I don't teach because Brandy's the teacher here, but we can all agree in complaints.
Yeah.
The one thing we don't want is we don't want it in writing. Don't have your clients write it out in text or an email.
You want to know how complaints evolved, by the way? So like on the 6th,
I don't know how compliant that I just said, but
no. It's true. You don't really want to encourage our client, your client to, if they're going to complain about you, please don't put it in a text, an email, or a letter, right? But then you get to the 26th and they're like, but if somebody's complaining on the phone call, encourage a call log of complaints. And you're like, son of a. So you do have to keep track of them.
No, nothing. All right, anyways, we're going to go over that in great detail tomorrow, 7 a.m. in Hawaii, 10 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. in the East. And yes, we are still praying for Hawaii as our brothers and sisters over there. We have a lot of studiers as well. And mahalo and aloha to all them all. So many prayers. Winnie's on here all the time. So
yes,
she says it's getting much better over there. We have SIE rounding off the day, and we are going to go over the favorite, the coveted options, the beloved, the benevolent options. We all love options. Guys, you're going to love this session because no one breaks it down like Brandy. It's simple. It's down to the point. It's right to the point. It's all about what you need to know. And everything you don't need to know, guess what? We don't talk about it.
That's true.
Like Bruno.
Yeah.
Brandy's all, stop talking about that. We don't need to know that.
Don't talk about Bruno.
11 a.m. in Hawaii, 2 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. in the East. We'll see you all there. And remember, as members, you get access to all of those. And there is going to be a recording of the Series 6 that will be out later today because we did not do that on Monday because we had our own tropical storm and we weren't sure how that was going to play out. So we had to cancel. So we're going to record tomorrow. That's why we have a Thursday, just in case things like that happen. So we're going to have the Series 6 recorded tomorrow, and that'll be out for all the members as well. All right. And SIE was already recorded on Tuesday, so that's already been out.
Yes.
All right. So let's get to it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. OBA Hard Hitting Wednesday. Yeah. The OBA, the PSTs, the Xbox, the PlayStation. Oh, wait. Sorry.
No,
it's just OBAs and PSTs.
Yes.
So let's go.
Let's do it, guys. All right. So a lot of times I'm going to do these all side by side. And the reason why is because you learn about a couple of different things. And what you have to know about these things is, do I need notification? Do I need approval? What do I need to tell my broker dealer? Right. So I am going to put 4 different things up on the screen. What? Yes, I'm going to go 4 different things. Okay. We are going to do the OBA. We are going to do the private securities transactions. I'll spell that out in a second. We're going to do selling away. And then we're going to do outside brokerage accounts. What?
All right.
All of these are similar. How do I want to say this? All of these are similar on what we have to do to our firms. Does that make sense?
To our firms?
With our firms.
Or for our firms?
4 with 2. I don't know. You guys are going to see.
Yeah. All
right. So outside business activity, let's start with that one first. Now, on an OBA or an outside business activity, it's exactly what it sounds like. Outside business activity. So a couple of the things that we like to teach here at Kona, does it say anything about securities in OBA?
No.
Nothing about security.
No. So does that mean like it could be I like to work the Mac counter at night.
Yes.
I sell makeup.
That would be that.
So one of those things, I have a hidden talent.
You have a side hustle of anything, right? Of anything. What are those Amazon sellers?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Scentsy.
Yeah. I buy stuff from one seller and I sell it on Amazon for cheaper. I see it on Instagram all the time.
Right. Speaking of Instagram, let's say you guys do get paid on your social media. That would be outside business activity, right? So anything that you get paid to do outside of your firm.
Even in OnlyFans. Hey, I ain't judging nobody.
Hey, whatever. It's side hustle.
Pay them bills.
That's right. So notice it's non-securities related. So all we need to do in this case is that we have to notify our firm. Okay, we need to notify our firm. Hey, firm, just letting you know I have an OnlyFans, and this is and it takes me this many hours a week for my firm to do this. I do not have an OnlyFans.
No, for the record.
For the record, right? So, but any time you get paid outside your firm, you are going to do an outside business activity. If you do your U4, you're reporting that on your U4. And if that outside business activity changes, you also have to notify your employer that that changed. Okay. Okay. Now let's talk about the private securities transaction. Guess what?
That has securities in it.
Yes.
And you just taught me this.
It is activity. Oh, let me spell out what it is first, because then it makes sense.
Not Pacific Standard Time.
No, it is private securities transactions. Now, this often gets confused by the title of outside brokerage accounts. Why? Because private securities transactions sounds like it's my personal securities transaction. It's not, though. Guys, it's you doing securities business outside of your firm. So this is securities related. So say you're with a firm, that it does only, well, I'm just gonna say it. There's firms out there that just do mutual funds, right? But you have a client who wants to buy stock. So you either refer them to another brokerage company, another brokerage firm that does stock, or you go, you know what? Why don't you go ahead and give me some money and I'll go ahead and do that for you. My firm doesn't do it, but you guys might see this. Huge. I've been seeing this on questions. Not vetted by your firm.
That means your firm has no idea what's going on with that.
Yeah, it means that the firm is not doing it, right? Okay. So there's two things here. If you are getting compensated, so you're getting actually paid to do this, direct or indirect, you need approval from your firm. Okay. If there is no compensation, so basically you're doing it for free, you're hooking up a friend, whatever, you just have to give notification. You guys see how this can get super confusing?
Yeah, I can see how that would be totally confusing.
Right. Okay. So OBAs, no securities, notification. Easy. Private securities transactions, no compensation, notification. Compensation, you need approval. And if it's for immediate family, and no comp, you don't have to tell your firm.
Like, no one paid me. I was just at a dinner party, wrote something on a dinner napkin, just letting you know.
Yeah.
But no one gave me any cash. No one gave me any prizes.
You still have to.
No Dodger tickets.
No, but you still have to go, hey, firm, guess what? I got paid directly or indirectly. Can I do this? Or I got nothing, but I did this. Does that make sense? Guys, look, your firm is responsible for your license.
I would say Angels and Padres tickets, but they don't play in October. Said it, meant it.
Selling away is the same.
Said it, meant it.
Is the same as a private securities transaction, except you did not notify your firm. You did not do what you were supposed to. So doesn't that sound like that's probably bad? Right?
It does.
That's bad. So that's prohibited.
That sounds super sketchy, right?
Yeah, guys, you got to tell your firm if you're doing something.
Yeah, that is always going to be your case now. When you get licensed, that's going to be your case for everything. If it seems like you should probably tell your firm, you should probably do it.
So look at, I'm relating this. You did not do what you're supposed to. So that is bad. That's prohibited. So guys, selling away and private securities transactions look exactly the same. Securities business away from your firm, exactly the same. The only difference is that you did not tell your employer. If you didn't tell your employer, or you're not being properly supervised, then guess what? Now you broke the rules, and now that's a selling away, and that is bad.
Right. And remember, this is test world.
This is test world.
You might hear different things in your office. You need to forget it.
I mean, it gets down to even sending referrals. I know that when I was studying, I was told by a fellow agent, if somebody says, hey, I really want to do stock, what firms do you suggest? I was told, do not even give a list of firms.
Don't even say a name.
Oh, don't even say, example, ABC firm. Don't even do that. You literally have to say, I'm sorry, I can't even give you a name. You just need to do your research.
Yeah.
Because
My licenses prohibit me from doing it.
yes, because that's selling away, guys, because you're driving securities business away from your securities firm.
Now, somebody out there might be all technical and be like, well, according to the book, as long as you don't look, guys,
This is
if you have to like thread the needle that thin, don't do that.
yeah.
Don't do it.
Yes, exactly.
It's just better just to not say anything.
Yeah. So literally, guys,
Don't say anything. I don't know.
that's what I do. I like literally when somebody asks me something like that, I go, well, what about this firm? Well, what about this firm? Do your research. What about this firm? I
Hold
don't
on.
know. Do your
Hold on.
research.
In Spanish, no sé.
I just do that emoji. You know that emoji?
No sé.
Yeah. Okay. Outside brokerage account is now you
Yo
have
sé nada.
a personal, you have a personal brokerage account not at your firm.
Como dice no sé.
A personal brokerage account not at your firm. Now, this is very common in more ways than you think. You're probably thinking you're probably thinking this. Oh, I don't have a brokerage account. Do you have an old 401k? Booyah. That's a securities account. Crazy, right? It's stuff that we don't think about.
When someone says they have a hidden 401k they didn't think about, is it almost like the voice of an angel?
I know you're like, oh,
like trumpets start sounding.
Tell me more. Tell me more about this 401k. No, I'm just kidding. But no, seriously. So a personal brokerage account not at your firm. You have to notify both firms. Okay.
It's like golden treasure.
So you have to tell your employing firm, hey, employing firm, I'm going to go open a brokerage account over there. That account over there, you have to say, hey, by the way, I'm licensed with that firm over there. So you have to notify both firms that you are in fact a FINRA member. In fact, I'm licensed. I actually have, like, when we do our applications, I have to ask the client across from me. I say, you don't have your licenses, do you? They're like, no. Right. But I have to ask the question. And so that's the same thing. So you have to notify both firms. And if requested, the brokerage firm, that's how I'm just going to call it. The broker firm, that's better because I don't know if I could fit brokerage on that line. The broker firm needs to send duplicate copies to the employing firm. So of the documents.
Everybody needs a copy of the document.
So if the employing firm says, hey, that's cool, but we need a copy of your confirmations and account statements just to make sure everything's on the up and up over there. If your employing firm requests it, then that new firm has to do it. If they don't allow for that to happen, you can't open an account there. That's how strict it is. So it's really, that's why it's if requested. Okay.
And if they won't allow it, usually that means you probably should not be doing accounts there.
Yeah.
Most firms are like, yeah, we're legit here.
Yeah. There's certain firms that my firm won't allow me to have an account at because they don't allow for that.
Right. No supervision.
So you don't need to notify your employing firm, okay, the firm that you work at, if it's mutual funds only. So basically 401ks, right? If it is a qualified plan, basically 401ks, or you're opening up a 529 plan. Now, this means for you, your spouse, and your children. Okay. You, your spouse, and your children that live with you.
Very specific.
Guys, I don't control what my over 18-year-old kid that doesn't live with me, I don't control that. But if they live under my roof, I have an influence on their investments. Well, it's easier to influence their investments, right? And definitely if they're a minor. So 529 plans, obviously that's for my kid, right? So you got to, so those are the only times that you guys don't have to notify. I know that was like a lot, but guys, that's all the keywords that you need for those 4 things.
That is the separation of all the different, that's all the information you need to know. All separated, all divided up, nice and easy. Look, you guys didn't need to read. I think this is like 30 pages and some LEMs.
Dude, this is in multiple pages, huge.
All across chapters, not laid out like this. Nice and simple. And then you guys get an idea of what you need to know.
Exactly.
That's it.
That's it.
I think one of the major things that a lot of people do is, I was just going to leave it up just for a second, but that's fine. I think everybody got it. Replay will be out on YouTube, Discord, Patreon, and Facebook. If you missed it, you can always get that shot. But
yeah,
what I was going to say is, there's a lot of people, as soon as they hear stuff like this, that they do is, hey, Brandy, so I was in the field and I noticed this, and it wasn't exactly like that. Or, hey, I got a question. If I was doing this, could that do that? Look, guys, these are the rules that you need to know. For test world, real world is different.
Yeah, and firms have their own
Own rules.
Thank you. It's all within the FINRA rules, but some firms are going to say, no, absolutely, you cannot do that. Or yes, you could do that with these types of things. So your firm is going to have different rules than, more specific rules, I should say.
Right. And they have their own safeguards to protect their firm and still stay compliant. But here's the thing. We don't need to know all of those things, and you don't need to concern yourself. You just need to know exactly what we talked about tonight. This is test world.
Yes.
Let's get our tests done. Let's get pass notices. Then we can move on, and you guys can learn whatever it is that you need to know in the real world, and everybody's happy.
Cross that bridge when you get to it,
yes.
if you even get to it at your specific firm.
Yeah, otherwise it's a scenario web spinning machine of like, what about?
Yeah.
Don't do that. Just focus on what you need to know.
Those words.
And with that, we got live sessions tomorrow, Series 6 complaints, SIE options. We'll be back tomorrow on the Studying Brew for the Series 6. That means we're going to go over 6 different questions from all 6 different exams, the SIE, the 6, the 63, the 26, 65, and Series 7. We're going to answer those questions with content and technique. You don't want to miss out. It's going to be a good one. Until then, everybody, stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. And keep that positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you guys so much for being on. We super appreciate you. Don't forget to take your quick quiz before you go to sleep tonight, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great one.
Good night.